Hey gang, Jeff from Bygone Classics back with our 77 Chevy Malibu Classic Survivor. This one shows 29,600 and some original miles. This will be an undercarriage video, and we encourage interested parties to check out all of our videos here on YouTube. There should be probably 8 or 9 here when we're done. Say, one thing I do want to point out here right at the beginning is we just returned from our ride-along videos, and I don't know, total here in the last couple days, I've probably put about 25 miles or so on the car. It's probably 25 more miles than this car has seen in the last 20 years or so. And I did want to point out that I see just a couple drips of coolant here, and you can see that valve there at the bottom of the radiator is slightly damp. So look, gang, you're going to have to keep an eye on a few things as this car continues to get exercise from being off the road. Oil's been changed. I did check coolant and check other fluids. Tires are brand new. You can see that there are still nubs there on the outside, but it's still a low mileage Survivor car, so please, please, please keep that in mind. So trying to do my best here to get some decent light. Just really want to show off how nice and rust-free this car is. Although it's been a Midwest car its entire life, it is not crusty by any means. You may see a sheen in some areas, and the undercarriage has been sprayed with a pump sprayer with WD-40. Some of you may laugh, but I've always found that a light film of WD can act as a nice rust inhibitor. So you will see that in certain areas. Being a low mileage Survivor, you're also going to come across a ton of original tags, and of course, as you saw in other videos, hoses, the tower clamps, wires, all that good stuff is still untouched on this car. You can see the factory catalytic converter there and the original exhaust. Holy cow, those of you from the Midwest here with me know how unusual that is to see factory exhaust on one of these cars, but here we go. There are the part numbers. Pretty wild stuff. This car was undercoated, either at the factory, at the dealership, or, shortly after the car was new. I have not added any additional undercoating on this car. If you do catch any glimpses of sheen, it very well could be that WD-40 that I sprayed. But you can see here on the cross member and stuff like that, little areas where that undercoating, has worn off. Got a little area here of the floor where that red oxide primer is showing. But this car is solid, solid, solid here underneath. Boy, would this one be cool to dry ice blast, hey? Going back here towards the rear of the car, something interesting I noticed right away were the coilover shocks, and there is a little bit of undercoating overspray on those, so I imagine those were put on very early in the car's life. I did not see anything on the build sheet denoting a trailering package or something like that. I didn't know if possibly GM was putting coilovers on, as an option. So to the best of my knowledge, those were added. But hey, if those of you with knowledge of these 70s GM cars can confirm or deny, that would be super cool. Now, working our way to the rear, again, you're seeing more of what we saw on the front end. Those rear frame shocks attached to the back bumper are nice and clean. Back of the bumper itself is really nice and rust-free. And again, just to put people's minds at ease when we go, you know, and take a look at the frame here, it's not full of crust and stuff like that. You know, so many times, you know, this portion of the frame would be rusted out, even into the rear wheel well area. I've seen these A bodies rust there, you know, along with the, you know, what the cutlasses were, what G bodies. But again, just a nice, honest example, ladies and gentlemen. As always, with all of our vehicles that we have here at Bygone, if you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to reach out. We're happy to answer any questions that we can about all of our vehicles. Thanks so much. Take care.